Hello everyone and welcome back to my Destiny reaction series. My name is Tara and I'm catching up on the story of Destiny before the final Shape expansion. Today we're watching Season of the Lost and I'm still coming off of the high of Splicer, so I cannot wait to dive into this. Clearly it's something to do with Mara, but I can't wait to see how Savathun's pulling all the strings here. So let's get right into it.
I am Mara Sav, Queen of the Reef. I once made a great sacrifice to protect humanity from the Hive. I lost everything. My fleet.
Is it really a sacrifice if she didn't actually die?
My brother. My people's
He also didn't actually die? Hang on a minute here, Mara. Are you as noble as I think you are?
Way of life. I watched the dreaming city fall into ruin. Desecrated by Oryx. Cursed by Savathun. Now I've returned to retake this sacred place, to finally wrest it free from the Hive's claws. Although you have taken things near and dear to me as well. You have also learned that your list of—
I didn't even think about Mara's opinion on Crow. That didn't even occur to me for a second, and I'm so excited to see how she reacts to, like, New Uldren. I can't believe I didn't even think about that for a minute.
Enemies need not be so broadly defined. Today we are afforded a unique opportunity. The road ahead of us is fraught with perilous choices, Guardian. Choose wisely.
Old friend. It is an honor to fly alongside you, though our mission is grim. Ikora issued an order for Osiris's arrest. She has questions about his involvement in Lakshmi's attack on the Elitsni.
Oh boy.
I volunteered to collect him from the Dreaming City, where he now hides. No one will touch Osiris until I know the truth. He has acted rashly in the past, but I have never seen him willingly endanger the city. Something is wrong. I have felt it for some time now. He is distant. Help me bring him home.
Oh man, this is probably gonna be a tough watch.
I am making way through the opposite flank from you. The Hive are swarming. We will be as the mighty crabs of old and pincer them. Break their lines and meet me at Osiris' signal.
Mighty crabs of old.
Geppetto says there's another ghost nearby. Lightbearer, reveal yourself.
Another ghost?
That would be me.
What are you doing here, Borg brother? Did Zavala not send you away?
Osiris called me for help. With all these Hive around, I can see why. This reeks of Zivu Arath.
He called you? No, go home. This is not your fight to take. It is mine.
You can't keep him in a cage, Saint. You're not the only one who cares about him.
Lectures? You know nothing. Osiris is not himself, and I will be the one to bring him back.
This is interesting. Why would Osiris bring Crow here? Unless he thinks maybe Crow will defend him against us and Saint? In which case, I don't want that at all. I don't want to be facing against Crow.
Still fumbling around in the overworld, old light? There's an awoken device near you. It should let you slip into the ascendant plane and get you closer to Osiris.
Crow and I used them to hide from Wrathborn.
Stalk. We were stalking, not hiding.
Taken portals, awoken dimensions. Fine. Go, Guardian. Take the Crow's path.
The ascendant plane should skirt you past the Hive's barricades. Just be sure to mind the Taken. Word to the wise. Bringing down Quria left the Taken rattled. I don't think Savathun has control of them anymore.
No matter. My bullets do not know the difference.
Interesting that Savathun can lose control of her own Taken. Maybe Zivu Arath is playing her hand in this as well?
Guardian, any Taken signals falling on you?
A big Wrathborn headed your way too.
Be brave. Osiris is not far ahead. I am not far ahead of you, Guardian. We converge on Osiris' signal.
Then we'll see each other soon. Crow out.
Whatever happens, friend, we cannot lose him. Even if I do not understand, I must believe his actions have purpose.
I just hope that Osiris is somehow salvageable in all this, and he's not, like, we're not gonna have to deal with him. Treating directly with Mara?
I had hoped you'd find your way back.
I'm a bit lost, actually. But this feels familiar. Do I know you?
Osiris?
I just need to respectfully say, Mara's so hot. I'm so glad she's back on screen.
You must come home. Answer for what you have done. The Vanguard will show mercy.
Yes. Ikora and Commander Zavala are nothing if not generous. Queen Mara, look how they've welcomed the crow into their flock.
It isn't too late. You can still be forgiven.
Be careful. I'll hold you to it.
Goosebumps. That was Savathun speaking directly through him, right? Oh, that's creepy.
No!
What's going on? I heard like bone crunching noises.
Where is Osiris?
Lower your weapons. Osiris still lives.
You trust this thing?
This thing and I have come to an agreement. You need only cooperate.
An agreement.
I am Savathun, the Witch Queen, sister of shapes, deepest in the Hive Coven, etc., etc.
Wait, etc., etc. Damn. Oh my god, this is... What about Sivu Arath? This is happening already with Savathun?
My sister Zivu Arath hunts me on behalf of another. I wish only to be free.
Sometimes I feel like maybe I should pause a little bit less. I just love yapping, but not a second after. She's like, yeah, so Sivu Arath's hunting me. Clearly she wants us to hunt her. Oh boy.
And Mara Sav has graciously agreed to help.
And Osiris?
Sweet that you should care, little bird. I have been Osiris for as long as you have known him. But rest assured, I will return him safely to you.
Oh, thank god.
In exchange for your assistance.
Queen.
So this whole time, this goes back so far. This whole time Osiris has been Savathun since, oh my god, since Season of the Hunt? Maybe even a little bit beforehand? Holy crap.
Lies. Pray this is the one time you are telling truth. The Vanguard must know what has happened here. Stay, Guardians. I will go.
Someone once told me that the line between light and dark is very thin. Walk it alongside me. For Osiris. This will guide you. A powerful relic of awoken design. Take it and return to your helm. Approach, Guardian. Believe me when I tell you that I did not know of Savathun's deception until she arrived in the Dreaming City. She offered me a bargain. If I exercise her worm, she will release Osiris and help us defeat the Black Fleet. I recognize the risk. Her inevitable betrayal is all but a guarantee. But without her worm, Savathun is vulnerable, unprotected by the security of her throne world. To separate Savathun from the parasite inside her, I need Techians, skilled awoken mystics. Few still live. Most were lost guiding my return to the Dreaming City when Xivu Arath ambushed us. But I can still feel their minds. The mystic compass you hold will reveal pathways to each lost Techion. Relight the pathways of the Ascendant Plane, and guide my people back to me. My wrath, Petravenge, will brief you further.
I don't feel good about helping Savathun.
Queen Mara has already told you we must recover our lost Techions in order to free Savathun from her servitude to the worm gods. I will tell you how. Imagine the universe as a set of coins.
But
stacked.
Savathun being untethered from her worm god means there's nothing holding her back, right? Ooh, I don't like the sounds of this.
One on top of the other. The top coin is our reality. The bottom, the Ascendant Plane. Between them lies an intermeshing of ever-shifting pathways, known as ley lines. Almost all the ancient pathways are now defunct, but beings of paracausal ability can navigate and rebuild them. This is the art of wayfinding. We know our lost Techions are stranded somewhere among the ley lines, and they're leaving us markers to follow. I'm forwarding you the coordinates to the first marker. It should tell us which ley line to look in. Then we'll use the blind well to tear open a rift and send you through to find them. Xivu Arath is desperate to capture her sister. Her forces, which now include the Taken, will attempt to stop.
So her forces now include the Taken. So I was right. She is taking control of the Taken. Dang.
At every turn. Listen, I know your crow intends to accompany you. Mara also wants him close. Our Techions went to retrieve Queen Mara on my orders. This can't fail. Not because of him.
Damn, this is spicy.
Welcome back to the Blind Well, Guardian. It enables transit between this reality and the Ascendant Plane, using paracausal ley lines. Unfortunately, this gate opens both ways. Xivu Arath, Hive God of War, is trying to secure it for an invasion of the Dreaming City, so she can capture Savathun. We must hold this location at all costs. Glad to have you along, Guardian. Xivu Arath's forces have infested this area. Their Taken rifts are destabilizing the ley lines, making alignment impossible.
Is this a raid or no?
Off the Taken as best you can. Once their leadership
No,
arrives,
oh.
put them down and bank their Taken essence. That should close the rifts and secure the area.
Just like streams of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a raid, isn't it?
water, ley lines can be polluted. Xivu Arath will use them to poison the blind well if she can. Stay vigilant.
There's Scorn inbound. It's unclear whether they're coordinating with Xivu Arath's forces or just taking advantage of the chaos. We can't risk them poisoning the blind well with dark ether. Let's clear them out. The Scorn will try to harvest ether from these dead servitors. The servitors will release the ether at regular intervals. Keep an eye on the harvester to anticipate it. Once the ether is released, destroy it before it gets to the harvester. Good work shutting down the Scorn, Guardian.
The timing of their mission is suspicious. Is this coordination with Xivu Arath, or mere coincidence?
The Scorn.
Xivu Arath is sending her strongest lieutenants to secure the blind well. We can't allow them to establish a beachhead for the Hive.
Well done, Guardian. The Reef Born, thank you. If we are to survive the coming storm, the Tower and the Dreaming City must stand united.
We'll hold the blind well together. As we open more ley lines, we can start exfiltrating our lost Techions.
Once my coven is reassembled, we'll exorcise Savathun's worm and put an end to her lies. Once and for all. Approach, Guardian.
Put an end to her lies. Does that mean Queen Mara intends to kill Savathun once we get rid of the worm?
I have an awoken tale to tell you. One my brother recited to our people's children quite often.
Okay.
Long ago, great kestrels roamed the sky. They built ornate nests in the heavens like conquerors. But in their arrogance, they ignored whispers of storms on the wind. Until one day, one such storm swept over them. It collapsed the heavens, drowned their nests. So they fled, and the storm pursued them. Most died, but a fated few washed upon the shores of a great hollow oak. There, a mother kestrel guarded her clutch, 2 shells, bonded inseparably. A daughter, Riga. A son, Agar. Their hearts beat in unison. And they grew. Riga, intuitive and cunning. Agar, loyal but adventurous. Knowing they would one day wish to leave.
Those 2 descriptions kind of fit Mara and Uldren, but I'm not quite sure what the point of this story is yet. Just a parallel I noticed.
The hollow to face the storm. Their mother plucked feathers from her plumage, and one from each child. For Riga she crafted a crown to keen her mind, centered by Agar's luminous feather. For Agar, she crafted a scepter, cored by his sister's obsidian feather to guide his spirit. There is truth in this tale. The scepter and crown, they are real.
Oh.
One I already have. The other, you will retrieve for me.
Oh.
When you return, I will tell you the rest.
Cryptic. I don't quite understand.
Behind the curtain of the universe lies the Ascendant Plane. Here, causality meets consciousness, and worlds are born. Go. Find our lost Techians and bring them home.
The telemetry you're sending from the compass looks good. There should be a beacon nearby. Excellent work, Guardian. We couldn't have done it without you.
Man, Mara's damn Techians gotta stop getting themselves in trouble. This is becoming a recurring trend.
Why are we working with Savathun? Is it a trick where we lie and kill her instead?
I hope so.
Because sometimes you have to take risks to do what's important. Like stopping Xivu Arath.
And save Osiris, yes. You trust her?
I don't know. Maybe. I want to. I don't suppose you've tried beating his location out of her?
No one lets me get close enough to do so, but I will keep trying.
I am at your mercy, Guardian. This construct protects me from those who wish me harm, from my worm's hunger. But it is a prison, too.
Man, Savathun's voice is lovely. It's perfect for someone full of deceit.
Quite elegant, don't you think? I have only one regret, and that is how long it took me to reveal myself to you. I see your synapses firing.
Neuron activation. Synapses firing.
Specimen scarred by skepticism. They call me a liar. But we share mutual interests, you and I. If you believe anything I tell you, believe in that. Now, let me show you a different interpretation of the truth.
A different interpretation of the truth.
Who is Savathun, you ask? You already know. Oh, guardian mine. I am your friend.
It's not only the Ahamkar, it's an enchantment? Oh, Guardian Mine? It's like to make someone more amenable to what you're doing?
I tried to protect you from the Black Fleet. You called it interference. Don't worry. I was not offended. Instead, I found a form more pleasing to your eyes.
Like a butterfly?
Osiris was lost. Lightless.
Or a moth.
I saved him from Xivu Arath and assumed his shape so I could guide your victory against her. I ferried the reborn prince to your city so he could be redeemed. I protected Zavala from Kaido's ambitions, ending a war before before it could even begin.
Oh my
I
god.
delivered the House of Light on its knees to Ikora. I unmasked the enemies lurking inside your city's walls and destroyed them.
These are all not necessarily lies. But why would Savathun do all this if not to ultimately deceive us of something greater?
You may disagree with my methods, but you can't argue with results.
Yeah.
I am no villain, and you are no hero. We are paracausal.
Oh my god.
This
I
is my
really enjoy Savathun. I really enjoy Savathun. That was a compelling story and makes me want to believe her, but I absolutely know I can't, obviously.
I invited her in. I convinced Zavala that we needed Osiris by our side. A dark pit looked back every time I met his eyes, and I told myself it was his grief. Savathun knew she could use that. The city is the last place Xivu Arath would have searched for her. Now, Saint is tearing the system apart, looking for the real Osiris. You and Crow will need to take point with the Awoken. I don't like it, but he wants to help, and he's earned some trust. It's his decision. We're in a downpour of revelation.
Yeah.
I've been trying to analyze every drop of information, as if I could isolate them before they're washed away. There's so much I need to reevaluate, so much I need to do. Interrogate the Witch Queen while we have a captive audience. Our enemies often flirt with arrogance when they believe they've won. See if she'll let her true intentions slip.
I highly doubt that. She's been super careful in her orchestration of everything.
This is the gatehouse. It leads to many places. The vault where I stowed the scepter is one of those places. The Atlas skews you've collected serve as star charts of sorts, used to map and navigate ley lines back when they could be freely explored. Uldren had been searching for Ager's scepter for some time when he made these. Another daring venture to win my affections, against my better wishes. He often embedded travel logs into his skews. Here.
Hold on. Old Uldren logs? Okay, I'm ready.
Do you still walk the old paths we made? Mother's old tales come to mind. I've been adding to my favorite, the twin kestrels whose hearts beat as one. You'll have to tell me what you think when I return with the scepter. Mother Kestrel watched perfect daughter Riga as she plotted the infinite paths of the Hollow, as if concocting a plan for each way it could grow. But with her son, Ager, Mother instead held him tight beneath her wing in the oak's hollow. She pointed starward and whispered warnings of dangerous storms and cosmic sojourners that carved chaos in the sky. The beautiful depth of the dark spots caught his eye. His imagination was arrested by them. Ager struggled against his mother's wing, yearning to leap from the tallest branch and soar to see the storms for himself. But Mother Kestrel's talon caught him. She scolded him to never leave the canopy. She held him in crushing closeness and vowed not to show him the stars again. He grew to resent her protection.
If it is still unclear, the twin kestrels represent Uldren and myself. Their mother
What? I'm so shocked. I never would have thought that. Thanks, Mara. Thanks for clearing it up, though. Appreciate you.
is Osana Sav. Uldren found Osana's prescriptions restrictive. I never considered her a mother myself, but her dreams of foresight interested me. We both saw calamity looming, Osana and I. In the distributary, where the Awoken were born, we were eternal. Osana would hide there forever rather than face the enemy. When we left to form the reef, Many chose to hide with her.
Oh.
You're
Wait.
done here. I'll send for you when more skews reveal themselves.
So then Osana and a section of the Awoken are still alive, hidden in these places, right? That's the implication?
I know you have reservations about my arrangement with Savathun. I feel it in your heart. For all her clever machinations, the Witch Queen did not anticipate your success in stopping Quria or the Endless Night. Her schemes unravel, and now she needs my protection from Xivu Arath, from the Worm Gods, from you. I have already learned much by observation. The Taken pursued her here. Taken she once controlled. Taken that now serve a new master. Or, if Savathun is to be believed, their original master. Not her brother, Oryx, but something far older. She fears it. It commands Xivu Arath to conquer the Ascendant space surrounding the Dreaming City. To use the Taken in her campaign against us. For now. Savathun claims that without the Taken, she cannot break the curse she placed on the Dreaming City. She thinks she can entice me with these half-truths.
A likely story. I'm glad that Mara is seeing right through it.
And secret temptations. But she underestimates the lengths to which I will go to correct the past.
Okay, one thing I just want to say about Season of the Lost so far is there are so many compelling characters at play right now, and it's like, it is juicy to absorb.
The attacks against the Blind Well have become stronger lately.
Is Xivu Arath trying to rescue Savathun?
Rescue?
Xivu Arath has plans for her sister. They do not involve a rescue.
Yeah.
I've been to the Dreaming City before, but I don't know if I've ever really taken time to appreciate it until now.
There is so much more than you've seen. And all of that, it pales to what resides in the distributary. You could stay, if you wanted. I could show you.
I'm not sure the Vanguard would... I don't know.
There's no need to decide now. Think it over. You deserve to know your people's history. Your trespass beyond the veil brings you close.
I love Mara, but I love her over there and away from my Crow. Okay? Leave Crow to me and the Vanguard, and you go be Mara over there. Thank you.
The Taken presence here is overwhelming. With Quria defeated, I assumed Savathun would have lost control of them. But they seem just as organized, just as directed. By whose hand?
There are greater things in the dark than hive gods, Ikora.
I was assuming that Xivu Arath had control of the Taken, but maybe there's something else at play that I haven't considered?
Darkfleet's powers are vast. Oryx did not invent the Taken. He merely borrowed them.
The pyramids themselves?
Glyn, how did you decide your guardian was the right one?
Well, I had been searching for years for my guardian. Longer than most other ghosts. But the moment I found him, I knew he was the one.
Are you sure you couldn't have searched for just a bit longer?
Nope. Once more.
Oh my god, I love Glint. Sure, you couldn't have just looked a bit. Nope. Glint is so cute.
The twin kestrels darted through the gaps between branches. The leaves formed verdant pathways. Predictably, Riga first, with Agar close behind. In those pathways they traded secrets. Secrets Riga whispered to the flock, hoping to push them beyond the hollow, beyond the forest. Most nights, Riga and Agar sat beneath the stars to dream. Twin hearts sounding a duet of beats. Like ours, Mara. I still feel yours.
Uldren's obsession with Mara was always one of the most upsetting things about his character, and it's just, I love Crow, but being reminded of who Crow used to be as Uldren like this is just giving me those icky feelings all over again.
Still distant. In this story, Agar fixated on the dark clouded pox that marred the night above the canopy. He pointed to the starry spaces between them and asked his sister to name them. Riga never spoke a word. She already knew all their names and didn't want to crush his spirit. charitable. One night, Agar grew impatient of her silence and pointed to one of the dark spots as it roared with thunder. "The storm is singing to us," said Agar. "We should sing back to show it we are not afraid." Riga wove her voice with his, and the thunder resounded. She did not sing with him again after that night. Rare to see stars in the Ascended Plane. I wish we were doing this together. Why hide the scepter if it weren't a test?
I know you are awoken, cousin, but not of the reef. This may not be known to you. When the awoken people came into being after the collapse, I was the first. As first, my chosen form defined what an awoken could be. Thousands followed my example, willing themselves into existence within the distributary. Some, like Uldren, required help. His mind was like an unsteady fawn. No surprise he was unable to do it on his own.
Oh my god.
So I guided him, filled the gaps in his memory. I gave him a star to follow. He was bonded to me, and his devotion spiraled into pathetic recklessness. Even through death, he hasn't out...
Is Mara the reason that Uldren was so desperately attracted to her and like desperate for her praise? Is it Mara's fault the whole time because of how she formed him? Also, I just want to take a quick second to say that is a really sick backstory for the Awoken. That is so cool.
Grown that dependency. I see it in him as he looks longingly to his ghost for answers. To you.
Is she saying he's bonded to us
were
in the
born
same
of
way?
light and dark. Our perspective on the universe is a complex one. The light is not inherently good, as your warlords of the Dark Age so clearly demonstrated.
Yeah.
In spite of Zavala's preconceptions, darkness is not inherently evil. Some among you already discovered this on Europa. In my travels, I have seen true evil. It is the worm gods that the Hive serve. It is the Black Fleet, waiting to strike. It is the entity...
Okay, that's kind of my confirmation. I was wondering about the Black Fleet. The Black Fleet is not whatever the origin of the darkness is. It is not the equivalent to the Traveler. The Black Fleet is something else. Okay, I love to get that confirmation.
that commands them all. The voice in the darkness. These creatures are not evil because they wield darkness. They are evil because, like Savathun and Zivu Araf, they are cruel, hateful things with no regard for the lives of others.
Cool.
Some might say that includes me as well.
Sometimes.
I will let history be the judge of my guilt. Before that judgment is cast, I will see my Techians returned. Perhaps with them I can save us all.
Mara feels like almost a neutral party, bordering on good, but she does evil when she needs to. It's really cool. God, I love Mara.
Riga worried their song had attracted the storm's attention and made plans for the flock to leave the hollow. She locked herself away to study. The separation pained Agar. Like you know it does. Unable to bear the loneliness, Agar finally took to the sky. High above, the open air cradled him like star-cloth ribbonets. He felt peace in the deafening rush of wind across his feathers. Once he found them a new home, Riga would love him as he loved her.
Oh.
She would offer him the scepter their mother had crafted for him. The scepter that Riga selfishly kept. But as he approached the forest's edge, night fell and thunder shook his heart. Agar saw a great storm building on the horizon. Had he the scepter, he could have fought. Instead, he listened. straining through the thunder for the faint, secondary beat of Riga's twin heart. Through lightning and chaos, he followed it home. Agur told Riga of the storm, the forest's edge, and the gleaming bulbs of starlight clashing overhead. She didn't scold him or tell Mother Kestrel. She listened and heard the possibility in his tale. Gratitude. Imagine that.
Imagine that. One crumb of gratitude, please,
In
Mara.
another life, I'd have appointed Aldrin Dominion of the Reef's borderlands to expand and connect the kingdom under my reign, Agur's scepter in hand. He would have used it to open doors and challenge foes best left alone. He was not unlike a guardian already, and he would have died before his time. Aldrin's fall was a predetermined point, so I hid the scepter away and gave him something safe to chase.
A predetermined point. Is she referencing her foresight that she has?
He often strayed from that path.
There's something about this place that's just... I can't shake the feeling of dread. Like something out of a bad dream. And not just the time the High Celebrant threw me in that pit. It's like this place is haunting me.
Or you're haunting it. The Ascendant Plane is as much what you bring to it as it is what you see.
Osiris was like family to me.
You've never even met him.
I know. Just let me speak to Savathun, please.
Oh, that's so messed up. Oh, that's so messed up because he's so emotionally attached to Osiris, yet the Osiris that he knows was never Osiris. It was always Savathun. Oh man, poor guy.
No, I won't give that witch another chance to dig her claws into you.
Maybe she's right, Crow.
You know I am. Savathun is already in your head. You're a liability to the mission.
Why do you have such a problem with me, Petra? 5 minutes, that's all I'm asking.
The Queen of the Reef forbids it.
Well, I don't take commands from the Queen of the Reef.
Savathun unraveled the Dreaming City with a single wish. I've spent years trying to contain that mistake. Better men than you died because of it.
To my ear, it sounds like you're the liability. Maybe your queen's trust in you was misplaced. A knife against a hunter? I'd be more careful who you pick fights with.
God, I love Crow's sass. It's so fire.
Step, and my Corsairs will have to prepare you a second grave.
Save it for the Hive, both of you. This isn't getting us anywhere. Thank you. We could all probably use a minute to cool off. Oh no.
Keep both eyes on that one.
I intend to.
You can't stop the inevitable. No one can. Though Petra Van seems perfectly willing to try. I've always sympathized with Crow, you know. All the kind words I shared with him as Osiris were sincere. I know what it's like to be an exile. To be hated for things outside of your control.
Oh, that does sound like a liability. If she's telling the truth here and she was truly sympathizing with him and bonding with Crow, that sounds like a future liability that I don't want to deal with.
It would be better for Crow if we talked.
No.
I want to explain why I did what I did.
Oh, I don't like that.
I want him to know that my affection is true. Because the less he knows, the more vulnerable he is. Doomed to be strung along by false promises from supposed benefactors. But then again, I'm the one trapped in the crystal prison. What do I know?
Yeah, no, I don't want that to
Clint,
happen.
patch me into Misrax. Venge thinks I'm vulnerable,
And I'm supposed to just take a seat?
I also kind of think you're vulnerable, given what Savathun just said and how she would like to have a conversation with you. I don't like it.
Like I was the only one fooled by Savathun wearing Osiris' skin? You'd known him far longer than I thought I had, but I don't see her forbidding you from speaking to her. Because it's not about me.
That's a fair point.
It's about who I was, isn't it?
It is.
Every time the Vanguard tells me that things will get better, I thank them, as if it's a privilege not to be beaten to death. Our past lives aren't supposed to matter. I'm beginning to wonder why I'm the only Guardian being judged by mine. No more apologies. No more creeping around on eggshells. I deserve an audience with Savathun.
Oh God.
I deserve to know how much of what she told me as Osiris was a lie. I deserve answers.
Oh God. Okay, that's so fair. That's so fair, buddy, but...
I don't need to be Marasov to see into your mind, Guardian. You think I'm making a mistake. You think I barred Crow out of pettiness. I won't say I didn't recommend it, but it was the Queen's order, for his own safety. I see Prince Uldren's arrogance in him, his desire to please. He's vulnerable. Uldren and your Crow are echoes of each other. Surely you can see that.
A little bit.
They share kindred weaknesses. Savathun will exploit them again if we let her. But with Mara back, I can finally see the end approaching. It's been a long time coming. There are still Techians in need of your strength. I wish I could fill their place, but this must be how things are. I'm here if you need me.
It's a compelling argument, for sure.
Each ascendant beacon you reawaken reclaims a road once lost to me, broadens my sight. But my realm still aches. Savathun has done so much to destroy everything my people worked for. She stole my brother from me, twisted his mind, and delivered him to his executioners. Then she had the audacity to steal him from the Traveler, manipulate him, and lead him back home. It is strange, having him here. And yet not. Crow is a wounded bird, flinching away from me, so much like Uldren, but lost without a guiding hand. Do you understand why I forbade him from speaking with Savathun?
I do.
This reunion is such cruel kindness. I will find a way to repay her for it.
That was a beautiful line. This reunion is such cruel kindness. I like that.
And you will continue to bring me the Techians I need to do so.
Mara does love her brother, huh? Love is a spectrum, Guardian. It can be expressed as a mutual bond, a cloying devotion, a determined sacrifice, or so many other ways. To assume each expression holds the same merit as the next is to be mistaken. It is that misunderstanding which far too often separates. She really does love her brother, just, as she said, on a spectrum.
Much loved by the flock. Convinced a great many to fly with the twins when they left the hollow. He knelt before Riga and presented the crown of feathers their mother had crafted for her, and waited for her to respond in kind. She rose as queen, but did not gift Agar the scepter. His scepter. Despite everything, she still said he wasn't ready. It was a test of his will.
Interesting.
Right? His devotion. One he would not fail. For he was patient. So patient. Together the twins led the flock away from the Oak's Hollow to carve new nests in distant boughs beyond the forest's edge. Agar flew far and wide at Riga's behest, always thinking of her test, and returned home with tales of all that he had seen. Dark clouds surrounded them. Fires burned within trees, split by thunderous bolts. His twin kept his words close, Riga scattered prophetic bones and traced their curvature like weathered oaken bends. In them the signs were clear. A great storm did indeed approach, they in its path, and so they prepared themselves for war. I wish...
Great storm. Do you think that's referencing the events of the Taken King?
I wish you'd just give it to me. I could use it to help us face what we both know is coming. It doesn't even belong to you.
This coming storm he speaks of was the flashpoint. The battle of Saturn against the Taken King. It was the shift from stability into dissonance.
I gotta say, I always feel a little embarrassed when that happens, but it is validating that I'm paying attention and understanding what I'm being presented with.
I failed to shape Uldren in accordance with my goals, but if I were to take all that he was and reveal that past to him now, would he be my brother? Or is it only his echoes that remain? I see many of those same beginnings leading now to different ends. Tell me, would you be so forgiving if Crow carried more of Uldren with him? Would you still accept him?
That's a really tough question to answer. Do I only love Crow because he was basically a hard reset on everything awful about Uldren? Would I still love him if he was more Uldren? Ooh, good point, Mara. I don't know if I would. Scepter.
A defensive ward has been engaged over the scepter. It is a failsafe to keep it protected. Either my brother found this place without my knowledge and set it off, or the ward was engaged when the surrounding architecture suffered structural damage. There is a bypass. It is code, kept secret, in that it has been scattered across dozens of terminals throughout the Awoken territory.
Oh boy.
Fret not, you don't have to collect them.
Oh!
I will have the pieces consolidated and reformed. While you wait, you needn't stand idle like a lost child. Return to me. My borders are threatened.
I was about to complain that we had a series of fetch quests to go collect the codes, but she's like, no, don't worry. I got it for you, fam.
Certain she's contained. Certainty is a necessity. It is your doubts we should fear with Savathun among us. Be straight with me. Remember who you are speaking to. I hold all the keys to all your futures. I would not let them dangle carelessly without attention.
Savathun's never been a one-track type of opponent. She's playing you.
We are not the same, Ikora. This is a plan long set in motion. She is contained and soon to be dead.
Was Osiris's capture part of your plan then? Sagira's death?
Navigating the future is not always clear.
If you're willing to sacrifice my people for your plans, how can I be sure you'll wait to see Osiris returned before slitting the Witch Queen's throat?
I mourn for Sagira. I have every intention to see Osiris returned safely. It's more than you did for me. If my assurances mean nothing to you, let me offer a warning instead. You are following your doubts into Savathun's trap.
Your arrogance might kill another one of my friends, if he isn't dead already.
Had I more wishes, things would not be as they are.
Had you more wishes, they'd be much worse.
Damn. Ikora mad.
Based on this latest expedition, Xivu Arath's forces appear to have gathered their strength.
Xivu Arath's title as the Hive God of War is no mere gilding. She earned it. She is a strategist and tactician. Her sister may be known for her cunning, but there is more at work here than a sword's edge.
People of the last city. Recently, the Vanguard has been scrutinized for a lack of transparency, and we've paid for it. I hope this broadcast represents our efforts to the contrary. Many of you came to me having witnessed the Vex attack. Many of you claim to have seen Osiris present there. We now know this was a deception, an illusion spread by our enemies to turn us against each other. It worked for a time. We mourn those lost to the senseless violence unleashed in our streets. But we have overcome that fear, and we now stand united. Humanity, Elixni, and the Awoken of the Reef. Our allegiance is what the Witch Queen fears. It is what she meant to stop by sowing discord. It is what will lead us to victory.
Hell yeah.
Know that this battle is not one we are bringing to your doorstep, but it is one we fight to keep the city out of the line of fire. The Vanguard asks for your patience and understanding. If you can offer those, we will offer what insights we can to your questions. You are always welcome in the tower, but I will be in the streets.
I've been thinking about family quite a bit. What with all the spare time I have. It might surprise you to hear, but everything my siblings and I have done has been for each other. Even though the Vanguard isn't quite the same, they're no different at heart. You do anything for your family, chosen or otherwise. Go to any lengths to avenge them. Look at the Crow and Queen Mara. Siblings, bonded by cosmic fate, forever orbiting one another like binary stars. Mara reminds me of my sister. She's afraid, holding on so tightly because she can't bear to lose one more thing. But we all have to let go. When I am separated from my worm, I'll be separated from Xivu Arath too. And then my sister will be alone.
Oh.
The last of us. But as much as I care for her, I cannot stay like this.
Oh. That is so fascinating. So then Xivu Arath's actions are partially motivated by desperation to not be alone. Interesting.
Osiris, I will not abandon you. As I speak these, guardians of the city patrol across the system searching for you. I am searching for you. No amount of hive spawn or Savathun's trickery will stand between us. You will see freedom. You will return. It is not your way to die. Wait for me. As I did for you. You have never practiced patience, but hold on a few moments more.
Saint.
Have the Hidden found him?
Saint, you don't have to broadcast these live.
I see. This is true.
Geppetto can establish a repeating signal. It will forward any response directly to you. Besides, I could use you in the field.
Yes. I am, if nothing else, useful.
More than that, you are needed.
I knew it was not him, but I would not listen to my heart.
Compassion can be abused. Optimism has its pitfalls.
Dude, Saint and Osiris are so gay for each other. It's so cute. I just want Osiris to be happy, even though he can't have it and he keeps running off. I just want him to be happy with Saint.
Flaws don't make them worthless. Even lies can be learned from.
Do not worry. I think I will not be using compassion next time Savathun stands before me.
No, I think we have a whole different set of emotions to deal with that moment. Osiris is out there. We will find him.
Quick question. Is there a way for me, little Terra, little baby guardian, to get Ager's scepter? Because I also would like this weapon.
Ager's scepter carves pathways toward one's goals. The compass you carry is based off the same principles as this weapon. In Uldren's hands, it could have connected every edge of my kingdom. Through Xivu Arath, it would grant an omnipresence within the reef even I could not subdue. Deliver it safely to me. While it may never be Uldren's, it may yet serve to guide what he has become. So you wish to hear the rest of my brother's story?
Yes, please.
Fine. I will oblige you. When the storm came, Riga and Ager rode the winds to meet it. A fleet of talons at their back. A great battle ensued. the storm took, as was its nature. Many fell, Agur among them. Riga could only watch as he tumbled down, 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 until her heart beat alone. She dove into the storm, giving herself to destroy it. Riga's spirit ascended higher into the sky, where she hoped to reunite with her brother. Instead, she met the thing that sent the storm. A bottomless well of grief, unreachable by reasoning or bargaining or violence. A voice in the darkness. And so, Riga gathered her feathers into an aegis of wings to shield the world below. But over the years, feathers broke away. Futility wore thin her resolve. Then, one day, her heart began to beat as it once had. Doubled, distant, but different. A beautiful echo. Hope called her home. And though she prayed to find Agur there, he never returned.
That was beautiful. I couldn't say a word. That was beautiful. And proof that Mara did love Uldren in her own way. Oh, that was beautiful, beautiful.
I still feel Uldren's heartbeat somewhere out there. When your crow first stood in my halls, I saw an ember of my Uldren burning in his breast. Curiosity and a sibling fondness told me I could stoke that ember. I hope it is not a lie. I hope he is more than the last ebb of hot ash from a long dead flame. Many of his faults were not of his own making. Uldren's decisions were his, of course, but driven by whips in the hands of others. Myself included. I will have to offer him more than an old story of an empty promise if I wish to see that ember burn again. This is the path I led Uldren down. If certain actors had kept to their roles, I would have wielded Uldren Sov, Light-Bearer. But even Mara Sov cannot control everyone. I celebrate his resurrection in the light. But I detest seeing my brother rewritten, his greater self sloughed away and swept into the cellar. There is still good to draw from who he was. Don't squander it. He needs a star to guide him. Uldren or Crow, they are the same in that regard. Agur's scepter is yours, then. Both its burden and the freedom it can provide. Be careful with it, Guardian. He is prone to devotion.
Prone to devotion.
How long have your hidden been privy to Uldren's resurrection?
Long enough to watch over him in your absence.
And you didn't direct him home. Why?
There was a concern he'd pick up some old habits.
You know the god is sick. Riven twisted his mind. Eris would have seen it. She is not so easily deceived by skin-deep tricks.
It's true I made mistakes.
I love seeing this side of Mara because the whole time that we saw Mara and Uldren's interactions, it was like Mara almost had like a level of disgust for her brother, but seeing this anger coming from her and the previous story shows just how much she really did love him, just had a very weird way of showing it.
Out of an idea of justice, out of grief. Are you leveling the same scrutiny toward Petra? Wasn't she supposed to be watching his grave?
Petra has paid her dues. The Vanguard murdered him and is yet to pay theirs.
We both lost family. I'm sorry for my part in yours, but Crow has been treated.
My brother is dead. He was exhumed, his body twisted into caricature. You had your
vengeance. Is that what you're after? Cade, I still feel that grief like a stone caught in my chest. Some days it's more pronounced than others. Vengeance didn't erode that grief.
Then tell me, who am I to blame? Who sent him into Savathun's clutches? Who bludgeoned Aldrin into a scared animal and drove him from his home?
You did, Mara. And those guardians who hurt him did so out of misguided anger. Don't make their same mistake. Don't make my mistake.
Wow. Wow,
We
that
are
was a
surrounded.
powerful
A
conversation.
ring of spears pointing inward from the edges of our system. The Black Fleet could have destroyed us, and yet they have waited. Why? Savathun knows more than she lets on. It is the only reason she still lives, and she is keenly aware of that fact. It is why Zivo Arath pursues her so relentlessly. For Zivo Arath answers to the same entity as the Black Fleet. We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that we have. I must reiterate, she will try to betray us. It is all that a wretched, self-serving creature like Savathun knows how to do. She needs me to free herself of her worm, but after that, the blind well requires alignment. As you rescue my remaining Techians, continue your audiences with her. How did Mies Rex put it? We must all learn to live alongside our monsters. Though I suppose he never said for how long.
Petra, it's Ikora Ray. I thought now would be a good time to check in.
Things are progressing as well as can be expected, given the circumstances. While we've recovered some of the lost Techians, we still don't have everyone we need to separate Savathun from her worm.
Understood. Don't rush this on my account. Savathun may be waiting for the freedom she thinks is coming, but frankly, I don't care what she wants. This needs to be done with as minimal risk to your people as possible.
I know you hope that this will lead you to Osiris. But you want my opinion? Osiris is already dead. Savathun is a creature of lies. She has no honor.
Your opinion is noted. And on the subject of opinions, how's Crow?
If Osiris is actually dead, I'm out, dude. Saint's gonna be destroyed, and I won't be able to handle that.
You want my take? On him? In a word, vulnerable. But Queen Mara refuses to send him away. Though, you could.
Trust is a delicate thing, Petra. I don't want to lose his. This is important to him. I trust Crow to make the right choices, and for you to protect him from himself if he doesn't.
Another victory. It's refreshing to see what we can accomplish when Guardians and Awoken cooperate.
I don't know. The Awoken out here seem to be good at doing two things, losing and hiding. The Guardian and I could have done this ourselves.
You're welcome to go off on your own whenever you like, Crow.
I'd hate to play into the stereotype. I think I'll stick around.
Oh my god. Crow is going straight for the throat in Season of the Lost. Jesus.
When this is over, I wonder if Mara will uphold her end of the bargain and let me live. Killing me is probably at the top of your to-do list as well.
Sure is.
Isn't it? You've done a lot of killing over the years. Let me ask you something. Of all the enemies you've fought, how many saw your ghost and realized, that's why Guardians are so strong? Not most, but some. They might have even taken a shot at it. R.I.P. Cade. Now, how many saw beyond your ghost? How many followed the line of your light straight back to the Traveler? And how many knew enough to aim a weapon there? A few.
Yeah.
The smart ones, the dangerous ones. You'd recognize their names. Listen to me now. Look beyond me to my worm. Look beyond my worm to something far, far worse. Then look down at that little gun in your hand and tell me, what do you think you're going to do with that thing?
My coven of tech.
Interesting. So she's drawing a parallel for us. Our ghosts are sort of equivalent to the Hive God's worms. And if we look beyond the worms and where the worms are getting their power from, much like the ghosts get their power from the Traveler. How do we fight the evil equivalent of the Traveler, is what she just asked us. That is a fascinating question to ask.
Ian's is almost assembled. Well done. Soon all there will be left to do is wait for the ley lines to fall into position. Then we may exercise Savathun's worm and reclaim Osiris. She divulges more to you than I, Guardian, though it can be difficult to separate poisonous words from the honeyed ones.
True enough.
I worry that the crow is especially susceptible. I feel the desire for approval in him, as I felt it in Uldren, and he idolized Osiris, almost as much as he idolizes you. Do not forget what has been asked of you. Until the ritual is ready, continue charting ley line passages. We are so close to bringing the last of my lost Techians home.
You were kind to me. I thought you were my friend.
Am I not?
You lied to me!
I helped you break Xivu Aras's hold on the shore, brought you to the last city, offered you guidance.
Stop.
If that's what you want.
I want the truth.
I was kind to you because I wanted to be. Because the truth hurts. You know this better than anyone. Shrinking away from the rumors of the man you used to be.
I'm not him.
How can you say that when you don't even know who he is? If the truth is what you really want, then lay your hand on me.
No.
Crow.
Glint is gonna tell you, you don't have to do this. I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to do this, and please don't. Oh, God.
Don't. Please.
See? Even your ghost thinks you're better off in the dark.
No!
Everything I did.
Crow, don't. Don't come any closer.
Oh, no.
What did you show him?
Everything.
No, wait!
Everything. Why couldn't it just be like something? Why did it have to be everything? Oh, Jesus.
You hurt him.
Someone had to. Better for it to have come from a friend.
Holy crap.
Don't give me that look. I told you that you can't stop the inevitable. Deep down, Crow wanted to know. He was going to find out one way or another, guardian taboos or no. You should thank me.
No.
Just imagine if it had come from someone with bad intentions. Someone who could have colored the truth about how he died to turn him against you. Against the Traveler. But I would never do such a thing.
Oh my God.
I see too much of myself in him.
Oh my God, I don't trust.
We're both looking for our purpose. Now that the Crow has found his as a guardian, he can see it for what it truly is.
Oh,
A
Jesus.
second chance. Something to reflect on. If people didn't want him to know,
Imagine if he heard all this bad news from someone who might have been full of lies and deceit and twisting his mind. Imagine.
was it to protect Crow from himself? Or was it to protect themselves from Crow? I do so enjoy our talks.
Ah,
Uldren.
what a good villain Savathun is. This is interesting but twisted.
Sav, awoken prince, brother to the queen, murderer.
Yeah.
Now I know the man I was. And you. I'm sorry. You did what you had to do. I don't think I would have told me either.
Is this our confirmation that we were the ones that killed Uldren? Because it was a fade to black, and was it Petra? I believe it was both Petra and the Guardian that had their guns pointed on him. So was it actually us then? Is this our confirmation?
Savathun's visions were like a waking dream. I could feel the heat of the flames, taste the blood in my mouth. I saw everything he did through his eyes. You're afraid of who I used to be, that he'll come back somehow. I am too.
Huh.
So I've asked Ikora to put me on another assignment. One where I can be somewhere I know my choices are my own. Tell Mara. Tell her whatever you want.
Wow.
I'll see you again when I'm ready.
Oh God, no, Crow.
Ikora, I need to get out of here.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. I want out now. Either you reassign me or I'm done.
Done?
With you, with the Vanguard, with everything.
Crow, you have my full support. If you want to be reassigned, I can do that. But maybe you need to take some time first.
If I stop moving right now, I'm afraid I'm going to fall apart at the seams. I need to keep moving, but I can't do that here. I need to be as far away from her as possible.
Damn.
Would you mind working with someone you know?
Who?
I need an operative to act as an intermediary with Empress Kaido. It's an important responsibility. Maybe we could discuss it in person.
I'll be at the tower soon.
When I first saw Crow, I looked into his mind. I did not see my brother's memories. Savathun dredged them from a place beyond my grasp when she revealed his past life to him. She suspects I do not mean to let her live once the separation ritual is complete, and is testing our patience. Perhaps she means only to hurt me. The risk of her cunning is too great, no matter her intentions. Until the conditions are right for us to exorcise her worm, I am restricting all access to Savathun. I will, however, afford you one last meeting to conclude your investigations before I seal her away. Steal your mind when you face her, Guardian.
Everything that we know of Savathun. Why did we not have her sealed away from the beginning? This was such a liability this entire time. Of course, something like this was going to happen.
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. We have one last Techian to locate. Go forth.
I can barely feel them. My Techians, lost between realms. But beyond that, in the background, there is something else. It is not Zivu Arath. It is not simple hive madness. It is as though the space between the stars has been waiting. Watching. And it hates us.
That's eerie.
A whole reality, sculpted by strength of will. And all we've seen are the thinnest edges of the Ascendant Plane.
The Guardian is reporting in that we've made more progress in the Ascendant Plane. Have there been any notable changes in the Dreaming City, my queen?
None. The Witch Queen stirs from time to time, but has remained silent. She can sense my ire. She is reveling in it. But I will let her have this small victory.
Preparations for Savathun's exorcism are underway, but the ritual can't begin without a cosmic alignment.
Oh boy.
It will take time. I want to express my gratitude for saving our new coven of Techians. They are young, with many years left to train. You've preserved their potential. Thank you. I tried to do the same for Crow, even if it pains my queen to see him leave. It's hard to imagine there's a safer place for him than at her side, but this is for the best.
Definitely, yeah.
You saw what Savathun did to him.
Yep, firsthand.
She could do more. Prince Uldren and I were friends once, you know. In our own strange way. I still think about him all the time. The sound of that gunshot. He's free now. To find his way between the stars. If only we could all be so lucky.
I've been keeping tabs on you. Your victories against my sister. The mess you've made of the Ascendant Plane while you rescued your third-string witches. Delightful to see so many working towards a common goal, isn't it? I'm glad I can again be the catalyst that brings humanity and the reef together.
God, she is so unsettling and I love it. She's like, oh, isn't this wonderful? We're all getting together and I'm the one that orchestrated it. Isn't it marvelous?
It's a pity Morosov doesn't see it that way. Her face is a perfect porcelain mask. But look behind her eyes and you can see the incandescent rage burning within. She's very upset with me.
You don't say.
This will be our last talk until the day of the ritual, O Guardian Mine.
Oh, Guardian.
Now that Morosov's coven is assembled, the only thing left to do is to keep Xivu Arath from ruining things while the ley lines fall into position. This may take some time, but I have waited millennia to be free. I can hold out for just a little bit longer. Farewell. For now.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Petra? Miss Venge? Can you hear me?
May I speak to Mrs. Venge, please?
Well, do you know, what Savathun showed Crow? You won't tell me.
The truth, I imagine. Or perhaps some shade of it. My queen is furious.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. For a lot of things, but mostly for Crow. Being Crow.
It's not your fault.
I could have told him.
So could I.
It's not the same.
No. I suppose it isn't.
How long did it take Mara to forgive you for what happened to him?
To Aldrin? Be patient, little light. He'll come around.
How do you know?
Because Aldrin was always a fool for love. And your crow loves you.
Oh,
The time is...
I'm gonna cry. Dude, Glint is just such a cutie. He's so innocent and he just wants Crow to be happy. Oh, my heart.
at hand. The beacons shine bright and the ley lines are set in place. My Techians are prepared to perform the ritual that will separate Savathun from her worm. Although she claims she will help us in our fight against the Black Fleet and the entity that commands it, she cannot be trusted.
No.
You have coaxed enough information from her for my purposes. I will do...
Maybe it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I am fully aware that the next expansion is called The Witch Queen. I know this is not going to go any way that we want it to.
what must be done. But know that Xivu Arath won't let her sister, or her sister's worm, go without a fight. I call on you once more, Guardian. Your knack for violence is needed. Make your final preparations and head to the Dreaming City. We will see you when you arrive.
Guardian, thanks to your efforts, my coven is reassembled. Once the blind well is prepared, the ritual to exorcise Savathun's worm will begin. The ley lines thrum with energy. All is in readiness. Assemble in my spire for the ritual.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy.
Look to the sky, Guardian. Hear
That's the
worm
worm?
gods roar. After millennia of insatiable destruction, they are powerless against my retribution.
This is Xivu Arath's last chance to capture Savathun. She's dispatching all local forces to the spire. Use the teleporters to join us as soon as you can.
Oh, it's so sick. That
Corsairs
skybox.
to me! Fall back to the entrance! Hold this line to the last soldier! For the reef! Guardian, commune with us. The ritual is about to begin.
Oh, the music. Gang's all
Hello,
here.
my love. Osiris admired your patience, but you look antsy to me. Having doubts?
Doubt is a useful tool, but double-edged. Do not let it lead you astray.
Ah,
Leave him be. and keep to your promises, or I'll let him drag you into Xivu Arath's waiting jaws.
And then she would swallow you as well.
Yeah, worth
Why
it.
must we threaten each other?
I am merely clarifying my intent. It is time. Yelaya, Sajari, Austin, and Savathun. We are sisters of circumstance, bonded by fate. Open those bonds to each other. Become one. Expel the parasite from our collective.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
This moment is simply the strike of a match. The fires we light here will burn long after. Be ready.
I'm ready.
Large concentrations of Xivu Arath's forces are closing in on our position. Protect the queens.
None shall enter!
Xivu Arath's forces are converging on your position. Defend Queen Mara and the Techians until the ritual is complete.
Take shelter! You too come, should you need. Watch their filthy bullets bounce off! Take all the time you need! I am here!
Xivu Arath is desperate. She's sending her new champion as a last resort.
Cutscene time. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Oh boy.
You're running out of time. I feel my sister bearing down on you.
Your family is tenacious, if nothing else.
No more than yours.
My brother spent years suffering punishment for the path you made him walk. Finally, justice finds its mark. Let this be the end of it.
Oh man, Mara's such a badass. I know it's not gonna work, but damn. Little dagger.
Thank you.
Oh god. At least we get Osiris back.
Plans are fickle things. Two can view the same events and predict entirely different outcomes. I was outmaneuvered,
Yup.
and Savathun slipped through my fingers.
Of course.
I was sure that this path, these actions were absolute. But change is a prolonged effort. It requires application of steady pressure. There will always be backslides. Do not lose the summit in the climb. After Saint 14 returned Osiris to your tower, my Techians verified his identity. Savathun upheld her end of the bargain. And she did not escape unscathed.
That's so interesting that Savathun truly gave us Osiris back. That's devilish. What is this saying? One of the most cruel things you can give people is hope. Is that from this game or is that from something else?
Her worm is mine. It will grant many insights, I am sure. The curse on the Dreaming City can yet be broken. Go home, Guardian. Prepare for what is inevitably to come.
The Witch Queen expansion.
Osiris lives. Thank you, friend. Savathun tried to bury him, to use him like currency for bargaining. She wore his face and spoke with his voice, but they were not his words. I did not believe the Witch Queen would hold to her promise.
Me neither.
I thought I would never see him again. He is lost in sleep. Without the light, it is difficult to know if he will recover. But he is safe.
At least there's
I
that.
need time, Guardian. I will see to Osiris's care. When he awakens, I want my face to be the first he sees.
Oh, I'm so
Perhaps
happy.
I will joke that now we are even. Savathun has many enemies, but she has never faced Saint 14. We will find her.
Damn right.
This time, it is her who will be buried.
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so happy. I was really, really, really worried that, given that Savathun's the queen of lies, essentially, that she was going to do something or end Osiris and Saint would be left without him. And that's a reality that I could not have handled. So I'm so relieved and so happy that they're back together. Even if he is unconscious and I guess comatose right now, he's there and he's alive and he'll be back eventually.
What happened? Savathun happened. The Techians believe she enacted a contingency spell the moment the crystal shattered. She transposed herself with another subject marked with a matching hive rune. Osiris.
Is he alive?
He is. Very weak, but alive. The Techians have confirmed his identity. It's Osiris. No tricks.
Do you have any idea where Savathun is now?
We do not. She could be anywhere. If it's any consolation, we do have one thing.
What's that?
We have Osiris. In a way, Savathun kept her word.
Yeah.
To the letter.
I'll be sure to send her my thanks.
So, Season of the Lost. This was fantastic, dude. There were so many great moments in it, but honestly, this all felt like foreplay before the Witch Queen, which obviously it is. There's no surprises here. We know that she's coming in the next expansion and I get to play it myself. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be tackling it as soon as I can and I can't wait. There's just so many interesting levels going on here. Savathun is such a compelling villain. The fact that she upheld her end of the deal is crazy and just makes her even more fascinating to me, and I cannot wait to see more of her as I move forward throughout the story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing for the rest of my Destiny journey, and I will see you in the Witch Queen. Bye!